If someone's words drain your energy, ruin your mood, or make you doubt yourself, listen closely. The smartest way to handle toxic people isn't fighting back. It's something far more powerful. Toxic people don't just appear in your life by accident. They test your boundaries, your confidence, and your growth. Most people react emotionally and lose, but strong, self-aware people play a different game. Today, you'll learn the smartest way to handle toxic people without drama, guilt, or losing yourself. This is about clarity, strength, and protecting your peace. Toxic people thrive on reaction. The louder you get, the more you try to justify yourself. Or the more emotionally charged your response becomes, the stronger their influence grows. This isn't just a figure of speech. It's a reality of human psychology. Toxic individuals feed on chaos because it validates their behavior. When they see that their words have power over you, when they watch you lose your calm or doubt your own worth, it fuels them. It's as if they are charging their energy every time you react, unknowingly giving them more control over your mind and your emotions. This is why the smartest approach isn't to argue, fight back, or explain yourself endlessly. It's to remove the fuel they need. Stopping emotional reactions doesn't mean ignoring or condoning their behavior. It doesn't mean you're weak or passive. On the contrary, it requires incredible strength, awareness, and discipline. It means understanding that their chaos is theirs to carry, not yours. By choosing calm over confrontation, you create a space where their toxicity cannot reach you. You reclaim the control that you had been giving away without even realizing it. It's a subtle but profound power, the power to remain unmoved, composed, and focused on your own path while the other person continues to stir up drama around them. When you respond calmly, you break the cycle. You demonstrate that your emotional state is yours to manage. Anger, frustration, and defensiveness are all tools that toxic people use to manipulate the situation, and once you remove those tools, they have nowhere to go. Suddenly, they are met with indifference, clarity, and boundaries. This is a game changer because toxic people are not used to resistance in this form. Most people meet toxicity with similar negativity, arguing or trying to prove a point, which only feeds the fire. When you refuse to engage on their terms, you shift the balance of power entirely. You are no longer a participant in their emotional chaos. You are the observer, the calm center, and ultimately, the one in control. Maintaining this calm requires practice and self-awareness. It's not easy at first to resist the urge to snap back, defend yourself, or explain why their behavior is wrong. But each time you choose to pause, to breathe, and to respond deliberately, rather than react impulsively, you strengthen your emotional resilience over time. This becomes instinctive. Toxic people may continue to provoke, but their attempts no longer affect you. You are no longer reacting, you are responding from a place of power. The key insight is this: calm is not weakness, it is control. True control is not about dominating others, it's about mastering yourself. By keeping your composure, you protect your energy, safeguard your mind, and prevent their toxicity from dictating your life. And in this space of calm, clarity, and self-mastery, you find freedom, the freedom to grow, to focus on what matters, and to leave negativity behind without carrying its weight. You don't need anyone's permission to protect yourself, and this is one of the most liberating realizations you can ever have. For far too long, many of us live as though other people's opinions or feelings have more weight than our own peace of mind. We hesitate to enforce boundaries because we fear conflict, rejection, or being labeled as difficult. But here's the truth. Boundaries aren't walls meant to shut. People out there are filters, a way to safeguard your energy and ensure that the people and situations you allow into your life contribute positively rather than drain you. Think of them as invisible guardians that quietly decide who gets your time, attention, and emotional energy. Every decision you make about what you will and won't tolerate is a declaration of your worth. When you allow behavior that disrespects, manipulates, or diminishes you, You're essentially giving permission for toxicity to exist in your life. But the moment you choose to define your limits clearly, everything changes. You start to realize that your standards are not arbitrary. They are a reflection of your self-respect, your values, and your commitment to growth. Setting boundaries requires clarity and courage. It's not enough to simply know that certain behaviors are unacceptable. You must actively enforce your limits. Saying no when someone crosses a line doesn't make you selfish, it makes you self-aware. Sometimes enforcing boundaries will feel uncomfortable, especially if you're used to people testing you or expecting compliance. That discomfort is temporary, but the peace you gain is permanent. And here's the powerful part. When you consistently uphold your standards, toxic people naturally lose access. They may try to push back, manipulate, or guilt you into bending your rules. But a person who respects themselves does not bend for the sake of another's discomfort. By choosing where to draw the line, you are essentially curating your life, keeping in the people who uplift you, inspire you, and genuinely care for your well-being, and keeping out those who drain your energy, create unnecessary drama, or constantly bring negativity. Boundaries are also an act of self-love. They are proof that you value your time, your energy, and your mental clarity more than momentary approval from someone else. This isn't about isolating yourself or being rigid, it's about being intentional with whom you allow into your inner circle. Life is too short to let toxic people dictate your emotions or steal your peace. And as you raise your standards, you'll notice a remarkable transformation, not just in your relationships, but in how you see yourself. You'll become more confident, more decisive, and more aligned with your goals and values. You'll no longer apologize for protecting yourself, because you understand that protecting your energy is not only necessary, it's vital for your happiness, your growth, and your success. When toxic access disappears, space opens for genuine connections, opportunities, and experiences that elevate you. It's not just a strategy for survival, it's a strategy for thriving, and the smartest way to handle toxic people is to make it clear that you will never let negativity take up residence in your life. Not everyone in your life wants to understand you. And that's a truth many of us resist because as humans, we crave validation and connection. We want people to see us clearly, to acknowledge our feelings, and to respect our choices. But the reality is, some people aren't interested in understanding at all. Some just want control. They want to bend the situation to their narrative, manipulate your emotions, or make you doubt yourself. Their goal isn't conversation, compromise, or connection, it's dominance. And the more you try to explain yourself to them, the more power you give them. Every time you justify your actions, defend your decisions, or argue your perspective, you hand over pieces of your energy. They feed off your emotional responses, your attempts to clarify, your hope that they'll finally get it. It's exhausting. And it's fruitless. The smartest move isn't to keep explaining, it's to accept the reality that they might never understand and to let it go. Acceptance doesn't mean weakness or giving up. It means choosing your peace over pointless conflict. It's the conscious decision to focus on your growth, your clarity, and your life, rather than wasting energy trying to win approval from someone who doesn't even want to see things from your side. Once you accept that not everyone will understand you, something powerful happens. You stop bending over backward for validation. You stop over-explaining. You stop allowing their opinions to dictate your mood, your self-worth, or your choices. You start to realize that understanding is not a requirement for your success, your happiness, or your freedom. It's not your responsibility to fix someone else's perception, and it's certainly not your obligation to justify your existence to someone who thrives on control. When you internalize this, you gain clarity. You see the difference between people who add value to your life and those who drain it. You start redirecting your energy toward people, situations, and goals that actually deserve it. You create space for authentic connections and positive growth. And most importantly, you reclaim your power. Because letting them misunderstand you isn't giving up. It's choosing a higher path. You're moving forward while they stay stuck in their need to control, manipulate, or criticize. And in that movement, you're unstoppable. Every step you take without waiting for their validation is a victory. Every moment you spend focusing on yourself, rather than explaining yourself, strengthens your confidence and resilience. So stop trying to be understood by those who will never try to understand you. Accept it, embrace it, and keep moving. Your energy is too precious to be spent trying to change someone else's mind. Protect it, honor it, and use it to build the life that aligns with your purpose. In the end, the smartest, strongest, and most liberating choice is to let them misunderstand while you move forward, and in doing so, rise above the control, chaos, and negativity they bring. Your clarity and peace will always speak louder than their attempts to control or diminish you. Distance is one of the most powerful tools you can use when dealing with toxic people, and yet, many misunderstand it. They think stepping away is a sign of weakness, that avoiding confrontation means they are losing, or that they are somehow giving up. But nothing could be further from the truth. Distance is not about avoidance, it's about strategy. It's a deliberate choice to protect your mental, emotional, and even physical well-being. When you create space between yourself and negativity, you are not running away from problems. You are refusing to let toxic behavior control your life. You are deciding that your peace is worth more than someone else's chaos. Walking away can be the hardest thing to do because toxic people are often skilled at guilt-tripping, manipulation, or creating drama to pull you back in. They may try to convince you that leaving is wrong, or that staying in the conflict proves your loyalty, patience, or strength. But the truth is, staying in a toxic environment only drains your energy, clouds your judgment, and steals moments from your life that could be spent growing, creating, or finding genuine happiness. Walking away doesn't mean you lost. It means you won. It's proof that you are valuing yourself, your time, and your energy over someone else's negativity. Choosing peace over chaos is one of the bravest things you can do because it shows you are not reactive. You are proactive. Your energy is the most valuable resource you have, yet many people spend it on battles that are not theirs to fight. Toxic individuals are often like emotional vampires. They feed on your reactions, your stress, and your attention. The more you engage, the more fuel you give them, and the less power you have over your own life. By creating distance, you take that energy back. You redirect it toward people, projects, and experiences that lift you, challenge you, and inspire you to grow. You start prioritizing environments that encourage learning, positivity, and meaningful connection. You begin to notice that your time and energy are finite, and you no longer feel obligated to spend them on those who only bring pain, confusion, or frustration. Distance also gives you clarity. When you step away from toxic behavior, you can finally see situations for what they are. You begin to understand that the problem was never entirely yours to solve, and that the other person's toxicity is about them, not you. With this clarity comes freedom. The freedom to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. The freedom to focus on your goals rather than their drama. And the freedom to define your own boundaries and enforce them without guilt. Ultimately, choosing distance is an act of self-respect. It's that I am worth more than this negativity. I deserve peace. I deserve growth. Walking away may feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you are used to trying to fix or control situations. But over time, it becomes liberating. Your life becomes lighter, your mind sharper, and your energy more vibrant. The people who truly belong in your life will respect your space, and the rest will fade away exactly as they should. By choosing distance over drama, you are not just surviving, you are thriving. You are taking control of your life in a way that no argument, no manipulation, and no toxic presence could ever take from you. Remember this. You don't win by changing toxic people, you win by outgrowing them. Protect your peace. Choose yourself. That's real power.